It's kind of become really an annual special event, raises money for good charity. And during the off season, it's one of the big things that we do to get the fans close to the players and the coaches. And I was just saying downstairs, I think when you're in the building every day, you kind of get immune to how special it is to have a fan get a chance to talk to one of our players and get a picture with Coach, or Mrs. Ford's downstairs and get a picture with her. So it's a great opportunity to get close to the fans and then raise some money for charity and showcase some of the great restaurants around town. It's a special night.
Do you have a favorite?
I'm not going to say that, of course. They're all my favorite. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't know where there's birthday cake, but wherever that is, I guess is my favorite.
You just watched National put on a heck of a draft.
Yep.
You guys have been pitched for one. What can you learn from that experience as you guys continue to
Yeah, it was.
apply?
It was. I wasn't down there, obviously, but we had people down there, and I saw it on TV, and I think they did a great job. Obviously, they have a special area there with the Broadway and the bars and the restaurants. I think what we learned is we need to do something, if we're going to do it here, that's really iconically Detroit. And so we've got a few ideas on how we may do that. And we're in the running for a couple years from now, I think, to still bring an opportunity to bring the draft here. So we're trying to figure out how do you can't do what they did in Nashville, but there's things that we might be able to do that would be in that vein and have the whole downtown showcased, and probably use multiple venues. And if we're 2 years from now, you know what the city's going to look like. It's changing every month in a positive way. So I'm excited that we're going to get an opportunity to bring one here.
Do you know when the league will take that up, vote on the next round of drafts?
They're going to be, I think, announcing probably in the next meeting or two the 21 draft, and then probably the year after that taking up the 22 draft. So next year, I think probably maybe the spring meeting next year. But that's a little bit of a completely fuzzy timeline, but that's kind of the plan. Yeah.
What's our different subject? But what's the organization's relationship with Kelvin Johnson right now?
It's the same. I haven't really talked to Kelvin directly in the last little bit. I mean, he was at one of our games last year. You guys probably saw that. It's kind of funny you asked. I had it on my agenda today to talk internally about some things, to reapproach him about getting back involved. So that's on the agenda this year, to get reaching out to him. We have Barry coming in this week for a couple of events, and I want to kind of try and find a way to do something similar to what we've been doing with Barry, if Kelvin would be interested. So that's on my agenda to get to him and talk about it.
High priority. I mean, how would you describe that?
It's a very high priority. I mean, I hope, and I would expect that within a couple of years, he'll be considered for the Hall of Fame. And I really want to have a relationship at that point that is productive for both sides, and we can be there celebrating with him, and we can find ways to have him here and celebrate as well.
Rod, on Good Morning Football the other day, Peter Schrager said some of the big positives that the team has going for it this year are disrespect and zero national media attention. What's your reaction to his comment?
It's hard to find that to be real positive, but I know Coach liked it. So I think right now it's good to be kind of flying under the radar screen. Peter's a big fan of ours, so I think he probably meant that in a lovable way. But right now I think everybody is evaluating every team based upon last year's results, as opposed to what you expect to happen this year. And if you go back and look at this time a year ago, people were not expecting the Bears to be 12-4, and they were forecast to probably finish in third or fourth place based upon the prior year's results. So every year is a different team. We'll know what kind of team we have when we get into the training camp and preseason, but I think we've done a really good job improving the team in the offseason.
You could really help that national media by being on Hard Knocks. When do you expect to hear about that?
I wouldn't want to give the national media too much credit over you guys.
I meant the platform.
The platform. I think we'll probably hear, based upon prior years, this time of the year is usually when they make an announcement. So far, I've not heard anything. I don't know if that means that we're under consideration and no one's told us, or if it's such a top secret thing they don't want to leak it out. But as I said to you guys at the annual meeting, the consequences of ending the season the way we did makes us eligible to be selected, and we'll deal with the consequences. And I'd much rather be here a year from now talking about why we're not eligible to be on Hard Knocks.
You and Bob and others say you haven't heard anything. Do you not seek that information out? Is that something you kind of want to know?
Yeah, it's not even really on my mind to call and ask about it. So we're so embroiled in other things that are day-to-day important. So the fact that I haven't heard doesn't mean yes or no. It's just I haven't heard.
Yeah.
So
You just wait and see.
One last question, guys.
Yep.
I did want to ask just about the process of, or maybe the non-process of retiring uniforms, just since it came up with TJ's uniform.
TJ, and obviously, we're very happy with TJ and the Sanders family embracing him wearing the jersey. So it did kind of raise the point about retiring numbers, and I may have more to say about that later this year. And we're getting ready to celebrate the league's 100th anniversary, so we may weave some of that into the celebration of that. But I think, more teams, the more numbers you retire, obviously that creates issues with numbers for current players. And with the Pride of the Lions, folks that we've inducted this year, I think we're going to probably tilt the direction of recognizing players by putting them in the Pride of the Lions, and be very judicious with retiring numbers. And I think having a first-round draft pick who's a great player wearing Charlie Sanders jersey is a great honor to Charlie, and I'm very happy that TJ's selected it.
Do you know why the organization never retired numbers, though? Why was that never a thing? Why did you just take them out of circulation instead of?
Well, we've retired a couple, and I'm going to come back to those. And then the other ones, it's just a strategy for a period of time, but it wasn't intended to pre-retire them or anything like that.
You may retire some more, though?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Thanks, everybody.